listen to your soul. The light is now returning. You aren't lonely. We are burning. So take your breath and close your eyes. You could not reach the afterlife. Before you go, I want you to know that you will never be alone. So when you'll be on the edge of the world, I swear I won't let you fall. I will be right behind you, promise I'll find you, I won't let you go. So when you'll be on the edge of the world, I swear I won't let you fall. I will be right behind you, promise I'll find you, I won't let you. I won't let you. If we try a little more, kill the pain and warm our hearts. Light is now returning, we aren't lonely, we are burning. Let's take our breath and close our eyes. We could not reach the afterlife. Before we go, I want you to know that you will never be alone. So when you be on the edge of the world, I swear I won't let you fall. I will be right behind you, promise I'll find you, I won't let you go. So when you be on the edge of the world, I swear I won't let you fall. I will be right behind you, promise I'll find you, I won't let you. your wings to the night. Observe as flames fill the sky.
Alright, it's Mark, and we're going to get started on our live show here. And let's get rid of the screen as usual. And go to monitor 2, move this over here. Okay. Hey Thomas, welcome to the show. So, yeah, had a little bit of a scare there because I couldn't find my original folder for my project, and evidently I must have accidentally. Sometimes what happens with my PC is my mouse cursor will click on stuff, and it's like the right mouse button. For example, if I right click on my screen here, I get this this sort of screen like this, and something happens with Windows 10 where it looks like this, where I'll move my mouse and it'll just keep flashing like that, and it's almost like it's, you know, being clicked multiple times. And so sometimes my computer, like if I'm trying to open documents or anything like that, things will accidentally get deleted or moved. And so I don't really understand why that happens. I tried to figure it out, and you know, I checked on Windows, their website, and nothing seems to work, or seems to have worked. I even bought a new mouse, you know, with different mouse drivers and stuff. It's some very bizarre bug, and so I don't know. Microsoft is, hopefully they'll fix that one of these days. All right. So anyway, right now I'm just going to set up Krita. So last week we talked about our monthly challenges, and that was a lot of fun. And so now we're back to, of course, the project, my film project, and currently it's called The Decision, but that might change. And let's go black, change my color. Let's see what this does. Okay. What? All right, go with the brush here. All right. So there's only a few more characters to design in this film. Actually, I'm trying to look at all my characters that I sketched on paper, and let's see. So this might be the last one I need to design. Nope, there's one more after that, but it's just a minor, very minor character. So most of the characters that I have, of course, they're all emojis. So let me go over to here, and let's see the mother. So this is the one of the evil mother. This is the king. Actually, this character, this mother here, is not technically evil, but she's misguided. And so we got the kids. We have our sort of Gumby tribute character. So we got like a long head, a round head. We got the king. He's also got a round head. And let's go to the flute player. So the flute player, this crazy guy. So they all look pretty unique. Got the king. So this next character that I'm going to do, his head is oval shaped, but it's to the side. It's sort of sideways. So let me see. What zoom level was I at with this one? 51. Let's go to 100. And same with this one. So I know roughly. I try to draw everything the same size. Let me try something here as well. I want to see if I can get the same. What is it? Shift? Yeah, there it is. The same sort of settings I had on this one. I think I might have used the pencil instead, didn't I? There we go. That's pretty good. So this character is going to have an oval-shaped head, but it's going to be in this direction. I'm going to go with blue. Where's my layers? Where are my layers? New layer. All right. So the head has to be this way. Just kind of roughly sketch this in. Go back to the king again. Make sure the size. Oh, where did my mouse cursor go? There it is. Seems like the cursor disappeared there for a second. All right, so I'm using blue just, you know, as a way to get a rough sketch in here, and then I'll use black to go over it. So this is kind of how I drew it on paper, just kind of like he's got some like frizzy hair, and he's got like a big belly. And I didn't like draw any clothing on him or anything, so I don't have any sort of particular style for this guy that I'm aiming for. I'm just kind of his hands over here. Maybe I'll just kind of put his hand up in the air just to make it different than the other side. It won't be perfectly symmetrical. And he's gonna have fuzzy hair. He's gonna have like a bald spot in the center here, right there. So what to do with his clothes and stuff? Let me see here. How big did I draw the king? So yeah, I think I probably drew him a bit too small. So I kind of drew the king in a larger size. It's like from here to there, so let's see. Is that the same scale? It is, okay. I think I know what I did. Alright. It's gotta be from here to here. And that is why you use a blue pencil or blue colors like that. So I have his head here. And I'm going to actually scale this down. I'm using a really small Wacom tablet, so if I try to draw large, it's a little bit difficult to do. So I redraw him like this. Hey, Hoserlu and Adam. How's it going? Alright, so here's a rough sketch. And it's going to have his hair here. I was, before the show, I was briefly talking to my client that I'm sculpting for, and you know, I'm using ZBrush Core and you know, like all this high technological stuff, like a 3D printer to print out the sculpture that I'm making three-dimensionally, and then I use clay on top of that, and all these techniques. And so I thought it was kind of amazing, and I think I still have it here. This marble sculpture is from like 2,000 years ago, and it's amazing how, you know, people really, I mean, we were able to do exactly what we do today digitally, but with marble and stone 2,000 years ago. It's just that the tools change, you know. So like drawing on Krita or Photoshop or whatever your particular choice of program is, you know, it seems high tech and all, but really with the end result is the same as what we've been doing for thousands of years. It's kind of weird. Like I wonder if we're kind of fooling ourselves by thinking that, you know, because we have a super fast processor and, you know, all these like high tech devices and Wacom tablets and all, if we're really any better than what humankind was 2,000 years ago. I mean, it's just kind of weird. I mean, we had the internet and we can sort of share our work with bazillions of people instantly. Like, you know, there's not bazillions of people watching this broadcast, but it's still kind of cool that you can, you know, if you have a popular YouTube channel, you can just sort of get out there super quick, you know, in front of a large audience. But back then, most of the art pieces were reserved for the very rich. You know, you had to be rich to be able to have the really good stuff. You know, like you're either like a priest, you know, of a gigantic church, maybe in the Vatican or whatever, or, you know, it's just kind of. But now it's accessible to lots of people. Okay, so I just made a new layer, and I'm just gonna kind of go in here and wonder if I could. I wish I could like set the opacity to this a little bit less. Convert. I'm afraid to like click on stuff that I don't know what it does, and I lose everything. Ooh, nope. All right, forget that. Okay, so let's go back in here. So these characters obviously are not, you know, intricate characters. They're not super original or anything. Not really sure what kind of mouth I should give this guy. Maybe a small one. Just popped in my mind that maybe I should give him like a pipe or something like that. Hey, Randy. Oh, man. Sometimes my tablet does that. It just decides to, like, pop around, make the lines thicker. All right, let me do this. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how I tried to like watch one of my previous broadcasts to see the quality and the video quality from last week's when we were judging the monthly challenge or the 5-week challenges, and there's definitely a lot of lag on my shows, and I'm aware of that. So once I get to the sculpting stage of all these characters, I plan to, like I think I mentioned before, talk to AT&T and get them to speed up my internet a bit, because I know they throttled it back or did something weird. Of course, they charge you the same. Let's see here. Size 8. Why do you do that? There we go. Yeah. My brain is maybe he's got like just a little Let's see. So what should I do with this shirt? This guy here, I think, like I said before, I might give him like a pipe or something, like some kind of a prop, just to give him some originality. Trying to think, like, these characters are living in a land where they rely on apples a lot. So maybe something related to that. Yeah, so I don't really have anything planned for this guy. Maybe I should look up some reference images, get some ideas. So I mean, our story's not really set in the Middle Ages, but it does kind of have that, you know, being that there's a king, just kind of makes sense that maybe some of the fashion that they used would be useful in what we're doing. So maybe like a vest would be kind of cool. I don't think any of my characters have hats either, so maybe I should give them a hat. Maybe as opposed to what I was doing before with his hair, which is kind of cool, but I think a hat would be kind of nicer. I think I'll work on that instead. Let's get rid of the hair thing. Yeah, because I'm just not able, it's like my brain's not really coming up with any good ideas, so let's see, we got some like a vest going on, and so it's got like this, and there's like a like a little belt thing going on here, and then his shirt kind of ends here. Because he is a peasant of sorts. Alright, so I'm thinking like this. Give him a couple buttons. And a hat. Some kind of a silly hat. These are kind of strange hats. Something like this. And he's got like a little fold of clothing here, a little like cloth something or other. Little cuff. Or is it just rolled up? I can't really tell in the picture. Erase this. Alright, so that's pretty good, I think. Yep, that this guy here is a Roman emperor of some sort. What is it? It was on Reddit. It's Caligula from AD 41, or approximately 100 AD. And I guess it's in Copenhagen. I don't know who the artist is. I don't know if you guys ever visit Reddit, but there's a lot of cool stuff on there from time to time. Alright, so that's pretty good. And I think we don't need this anymore. So I can see a little bit better what I'm doing with the black parts. And I think perhaps my the hair here. I can still put it on the side there like that. Alright, so that's a better direction than what I was doing at the beginning there. Only took me 20 minutes to figure it out. Alright, so maybe here we'll have just like a little slit. Might have some like little details. Things I could add in clay later on. Just kind of mark off where those parts might be. Just gonna have like a almost like a tiered system of these layers. All right. It's pretty good. Simple. And so now go to our paintbrush and make another layer. And so the colors that they seem to use, at least in that reference picture, were almost, they use like a bluish color for the pants here. Kind of blue tones. And then white. Let's go with slightly off-white here. For the shirt. Oh, that reminds me. So that was a vest before, right? Put this line back. Oops. Let's select black first. There we go. So this is a vest. Can't forget that part. Select our color again. Paintbrush. Oop. Okay, why aren't you working? For some reason it's wanting to erase as opposed to... Maybe I selected the wrong color? What did I do there? Oh, that's right. Can't select colors with your tablet. Forgot about that part. Okay. Alright, come on. There we go. Let's get his shirt the right color there. So this weekend, what I did is my son and I, we worked on a table with wheels. We had an old kitchen cabinet top, or like a kitchen island top that has what do you call it? Like a Formica top on there, like really smooth and all that. And we got it for free when the kitchen was put together like 10 years ago in this house, because the carpenters messed up the dimensions, and so it's been laying around for forever, and I thought, well, maybe I could use that as a table, you know, because it's really nice and smooth and I can clean it easily and all that. And so I did. We turned it into a table, and I got some wheels on the legs, and that's what I'm going to use when I sculpt these characters, is that table. Let's see, orangey. Gotta get the right color for this here. This might work. Let's see. But I'm pretty excited to get, you know, in the sculpting part of this project. Drawing is not really my forte, but let's see. But it's really important. I think that's a good color. Let's see. Kind of a mustardy color. That's the color of the actual. Here's the guy here. This guy that I'm kind of using as reference. So now I need like a darker orange color for the shirt. Let's go with, I think I'm going to go with almost a brown because his face is orange. So I'm going to go with, again, like a darker version of that, so that it's, let's see, this. I think this is probably pretty good. So all these colors I'll have to mix up, custom colors, with the clay, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. And I'm not really worried about getting the colors super perfect, but I want it to be kind of close, you know. I mean, you want to make sure that you know kind of ahead of time what you want in the clay, because it's a lot easier to, you know, to take this and just make erase what I don't like. But if you're already, you know, working with clay, you're sort of using up money and time and effort, and you don't want to really do it by trial and error if you can help it. So I think that it's better to do it as a sketch like this. Now I'm going to also do his hair as a brown color. Let me see what that looks like. Should I go with brown or black? I think brown's probably pretty good. I think that's very peasant-like. And in the reference image, the shoes are black. So let's go with the very super dark brown here. Let's see. Let's see. Where was it? Right there. Okay. So not quite black, but yeah, I don't know what color that is. That looks pretty good. Same with this one. Alright, so I just want to kind of quickly look at this next to the other characters. I think let's see here. There's some uniformity to the designs. I think that, this character has to stick out, so the red is good there in that case. But he's more of a secondary character, so all his colors are almost monochromatic, which is, I think, a good way to go. Same with this color character. The colors are kind of monochromatic green, and this character is going to have his own scene. He won't be around other characters, so it's okay if he's a little bit crazy like that. And then there was this character. Again, oops. Somewhat monochromatic. Yep, alright. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go back to picking some colors. That's my color picker. There we go. I must have selected the same color. I think initially I selected the wrong color because of this mouse glitch. I bet that's what it was. Darn it. Alright. Yeah, this is the color I need to use for his face. And I plan to, when I mix up the clay, the color for this clay, they're all going to have the same color faces, so that will definitely save time. Probably going to need a lot of it. I should probably consider maybe buying some more orange clay. I probably have like 3 shades, like a medium, light color, and dark. So I could add, if I need to, some highlights and shadows. Let's see, go with the darker. Okay, I'm gonna close my reference so I can see what you guys are talking about. Ah, okay. Nothing new. Oops. So, oh yeah, I guess one of the things that came up recently was the Oscars. I don't know if you guys watched that. I only watched like 5 minutes of that, but Kubo didn't win. They lost to Zootopia. So if you guys have been following that, it's a little bit of a letdown for Leica, for their studio. Travis Knight. Unfortunately, didn't work out for them. But Lionel Orozco, he said something about, how computers are taking over, yada yada yada. The sort of like computers versus traditional. What is better? Is it the traditional? Does it have more soul to it? The human touch and all that, which a lot of people argue it does. I think nothing can really replace hand-created arts. And I say that while I'm working in a digital program right now. But nothing can really, I have some artwork on my wall. And it's like some stuff that people have done for me. Like people have sent me like paintings and things. And it's kind of cool, like when you have a piece of paper in your hand and you know that each brush stroke was done intentionally, and there was a pen and a pencil and paints, watercolors. And there's something to that it's just, there's like a thing you can relate to somehow, which I don't know why that doesn't really exist with CG like this, digital medium. It's like there's some kind of a disconnect, which is almost unexplainable as to why that really is. I don't really understand it, like why there's a different feel to digital works on a psychological level. But yeah, Kubo lost, and one of my theories really was that I don't think it had to do so much with the tactile, hands-on approach that Kubo used. I think it had to do with maybe the tone of the film of Kubo being more of a dark film. Let's see here. Kind of get this guy some shadow down here. People like upbeat films that make them feel happy, and fighting monsters and being like like a cliffhanger type style film is a little bit different than some of what Disney does, but they do that also. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why they lost. Somebody will explain it one day. So Adam says, don't forget My Life as a Zucchini. Yeah, that's right. That was another film that was stop motion, right? And Randy says, well, Leica can still say they are Academy Award nominated, which is a phrase that still says Oscar. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they could definitely use it to their advantage, can't they? And Adam says the Oscar is rigged anyway. It's on ABC, which is owned by Disney. Obviously, they will have their films as the winners, as it is a marketing tool for them. Yeah, that's true. See, the last, Nick Park with his Wrong Trousers. Was it Wrong Trousers that won the Oscar? Or was it A Grand Day Out? I can't remember now. But again, it's like they had that sort of humorous, thing where it makes you laugh. It's not too serious. I still think that people respond better to stuff that's not very serious. I don't know, like, did The Lion King win an Oscar, or the actual, like, the hand-drawn version? I know that was pretty serious, but I don't know. I one day I need to study on it. I always say that one day I will study it. So I'm kind of curious as to how that works, but once the artificial intelligence machines rise up, they will have the perfect movie-making formula. They will make such perfect films that you will not want to ever leave your television set. Created in real time and based on your internet habits. Each film will be tailored to you. One day, I bet that will happen. I mean, they already cater ads and things. Like if you go on Facebook, if you learn about how they cater ads to you, how your likes and things, and how YouTube figures that out as well. Like what videos pop up in the side, and they have like a psychological profile on you, essentially, based on your browsing habits. And from there, they kind of know what you'll like. So if you're a woman, like I went on my wife's Facebook once, and pretty much everything that came up was cooking related, you know. And I'm like, wow, honey, you must like cooking. They know you really well, because that's basically all Facebook brought up for her was cooking stuff. All her friends post about cooking and ads and things like that. Actually, I'm gonna make this darker. What am I doing here? Let's redo that. Go darker with this. So, Hoserloo says, well, Star Wars is Disney and didn't win. And Adam says, Nick Park won 3 of 4 of his Oscars before Disney bought out ABC. Ah, interesting. All right, Adam, take care. Have a good night. This guy is just about done here anyway. Got 20 more minutes left of the show, so I can kind of get into the details a little bit. I don't have to really rush. And I thought I would have to rush with this guy, but nope. Yeah, I don't know. Is it rigged? It could be. But I think if you're going to make a film, you really shouldn't do it for the sake of awards anyway. I mean, what fun is that? Just do it to have fun, you know, have fun doing it. If people like it, great. If not, oh well. Okay, so I think for this guy's shirt, now I'm gonna go with darker colors. Gonna get some shadows. It's kind of cool to think how this will be in clay. Once he's got some dimensionality to him, it should be pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, I can't really imagine, like, if, you know, you're making the film, I can't imagine just, you know, doing it for the sake of trying to get an Oscar or... I don't think that would be really fulfilling, personally. I mean, if people want to acknowledge it, that's great, but... Oh, yeah. One other thing, you know, speaking of an award-winning film, I posted in on the news on our website. Let me bring it up real quick here. Let me show you guys real quick. Come on, internet. So if you click the world news part of our site, We were just talking about Nick Park and Aardman, and they have Curse of the Weird Rabbit, but this one is called Curse of the Weird Rat. And it's from Jan Julian. Respond, that's his name. And this is a really cool trailer, so if you guys want to watch this, it looks like a really, really good film. And he told me that when it's out, he's going to let me know so I could post it on our site. The quality's great. Quality's really awesome. And it's won a lot of awards, but he's afraid that, you know, on the internet it's going to vanish or whatever, because not a lot of people know about it on the internet side of things, because a lot of times when people make these films for film festivals, you don't really release it sort of on the internet. You want to sort of avoid that usually. A lot of these places that host award ceremonies and all that kind of want to get people in and not have to go on the internet, and so there's kind of a method to the madness, I guess. Steer people towards their award shows and screenings and festivals and all that sort of stuff. So let me see some here. Oops. Cheeks. That's all right, I guess, like that. Add a new layer here. Oops, not 2 layers, 1 layer. Go back to our king. Selection tool. Just here. Okay. I can see his feet are not really that great here. I'm gonna have to fix that in a bit. Just kind of go like this. And select the erase tool. There we go. And I think, like I said before, I might want to add like a pipe in his hand here. Just give him a prop to make him, I don't know, somewhat unique. All right, we'll have some apples there. Okay, and I think for the color, it's kind of a half-fast drawn piece there, but that's okay. Oops, wrong one. Okay. It's going to be a pipe. And then need some red apples. Zoom in here. Go with maybe, it's probably a good color. Let's see. Some apples. Kind of shade the bottom parts here a little bit with darker brown. I'm gonna go with black for the part that he puts on his mouth. Something like that. And gonna recycle this color of his shirt for the top part or vest. And let's see here. Also, some highlights. Like this. Then maybe some slightly lighter gray. Get the smoke. And I don't know if I'm gonna, I guess I'll probably have to figure something out for the smoke in the film. I don't know if I'm gonna actually use smoke. Thinking this would be kind of a good thing to like use some sort of a secondary layer that I could make translucent somehow. All right, so let's look at them. It's probably pretty good, or at least as good as I can get. So I'm gonna wrap this show up. I guess we got about 5 minutes to 9 anyway. So let's see. Let me look at my papers here. I think this might be the last design I need. Oh, no, like I said, I have one more design. One more design. Okay. So next week, the last design will be, there's a guard in the palace of the king. And he has like a monocular, or not a monocular, what do you call those? It's like a telescope, I guess. And he's going to be looking at the mother. And let's see, open recent. No, not that mother, the other mother. Where is it? This one? There it is. So he's going to see her and inform the king about what she's doing with the apple tree. So the king will get mad and send out his people or convince them to go after her. So that's what these characters will get mad about. And so it should be kind of interesting. But that's the last design, and then we'll start working on sculpting. So I will see you guys all next week. See you later.